Hello, welcome back. This time we had just been announced to enter into a I don't know what this is, but we were kind of told by some voice, described as demonic, to head to the cafeteria. We are with our friend Ox, as we are now called Mouse instead of Rat. Only time will tell what will happen, so let's go. And with that, the speaker's cut off, leaving us standing there, processing what we had just heard. What on earth is that? I'm not actually sure. Starting line. Upcoming race? Jade Emperor? Seriously, why is this lunatic even talking about? It sounds as if we were on a really dumb reality TV show. That would be unlikely. Still, this is certainly outside of my expectations. It appears that whoever captures us intends on indulging in some childish fantasy where they are this Jade Emperor and we are his toys. So Ox is referring to toys, which in the last part there was a monologue about the La Paz demon saying that humans are just the wind-up toys. What a clown! I guess there's no real reason to fear him, though. I wouldn't be so sure. That one line, "Be prepared for the jury to face judgment," concerns me. That concerns you? What concerned me was the part about, disqualified, and no one wants to be disqualified. Though it was difficult to tell with his voice alterer. I don't know why the English language is weird. It seemed to be said. It seemed like he said that with an uncomfortable amount of seriousness. It would be unwise to write this all off as just some dumb joke. Speaking of, why bother with that voice alterer? It was really annoying. It was hard to even make out what they were saying. I wonder if that message was pre-recorded, or if the voice filter can be applied over live audio. Hey, don't you think that voice filter is actually a big hint? What do you mean? I mean, why bother with the thing if we don't know our perpetrator? That's a good point. So Mouse suspects we might know them. Since they're taking the time to hide their voice, they've got to be someone who we would recognize. Not necessarily. It might just be a precaution. In case the perpetrator is later put under police suspicion, the voice filter prevents us from positively identifying them. That's a good point. Maybe you're a police officer. That's why you know this, and you know the laws. I guess that would make sense. Maybe a detective? You don't look like a regular, run-of-the-mill police officer. But at the very least, it means that they don't plan on killing us, right? True, it would be rather a logical precaution if they were surely executing us. Though that does not guarantee our safety. Are you always like this? Sorry. Just trying to help. Let's move on to what he said about heading to the starting line. Doesn't sound like we have much of a choice in the matter, huh? Not necessarily. We could try boycotting the orders and not go there. It might force the kidnapper to tip their hand. Oh, you mean annoying the scary voice who has just threatened us? Great plan. Or we could look around the school first, instead of heading straight to the cafeteria. Wandering around a creepy abandoned building, while still managing to annoy the scary voice. An even better idea. Look, I'm just throwing around some ideas. So, we're playing as someone who's afraid, by the sounds of it. Because that doesn't, like, fair enough, they could be saying it in, like, a sort of sarcastic, like, facetious manner. But the way I'm reading it, it sounds like the mouse is scared. You're fumbling around with some concepts at best. Okay, you're probably right. As much as I hate to admit it, at this moment we don't have much of a choice. For now at least, we should shut up and do what the voice tells us, and pay close attention to everything that it says. Agreed. Then if we're in agreement, why don't we just start making our way down? Let's. With that, we grabbed our stuff and exited the room. So, with the stuff as in, like, the things that have our animal on them, or do we have items like a bag? Some part of me froze the moment I set foot in the hallway, like I had just entered some hostile dimension. But no, it was just a normal school. Nothing to worry about. Like the voice... the voice said, there were stairs right besides the classroom we'd been in. We made our way down, and soon we were on the first floor. With a bit more wandering, we made our way to the cafeteria. As we got closer, I started to hear voices. Ooh, more people. It seemed as though we weren't the only ones in the building. The cafeteria ended up being pretty spacious. It made sense that the voice, apparently trademarked, would bring us to this. Would choose this to be the gathering area. Although I couldn't help but notice a large TV bolted onto the center wall. Judging by the surrounding aesthetic, it didn't seem to have initially been there. More importantly, there were four other people already in the room, each whom had a metal necklace just like ours. The man and woman arguing at the other side of the room caught my eye, but before I knew it, we were approached by the other two people present. Friendly man! Hello. Hey, great to see more faces. Hell yeah, it's great. Tall woman. I like the looks of the both of you. For a minute there, I was worried that these two were going to be the only other ones here. Well, that goes double for us. Seriously, if we were left wandering around this creepy school by ourselves any longer, I think I would have gone crazy. Is my company really that bad? No, Ox, don't worry about it. I actually trust you. Anyways, you two don't happen to know why we're here, or what's going on, or what's going to happen, do you? I'm afraid to say we don't know any more than you do. Oh, that's unfortunate, friendly man. I mean, I'm guessing. You were both attacked, tied up, and brought here without any knowledge of your surroundings, right? Yep. And let me guess. The two of you woke up in some classroom with an animal mask on. You freaked out when you realized you couldn't remove these collars. Then some creepy voice came on the speakers and gave you a bunch of instructions. Pretty much. Yeah, then yeah. You know just about as much as we do. Hopefully, we're going to get some answers here soon. Yeah, I hope so too. Anyways, it's not the best of circumstances, but it's a pleasure to meet you two. Indeed. I'm called Ox, and you can call her Mouse. Ox? Mouse? We're using the animal masks we woke up in as codenames, just as a general precaution. Oh, that sounds fun. I want to join in on that. But we've already told each other our names. Yeah, but we haven't told anyone else. Okay, so those who know each other, whether they knew each other before this change is completely different. So then, you two can call me Tiger. This here is Bunny. Whoa, on the nose with the shirt. Sure, why not? I'm Bunny. I guess I hope to work with everyone and try and figure out what's happening. Attack on Titan posing. I like how tall woman or tiger is just calmly folding her arms. She's so athletic, friendly, and mystery. I like the three of them so far, and I kind of trust them both. Well, both. Trust them all. I hope too as well. I mean, we need to. The whole thing is crazy, right? What on earth is this person calling themselves? What on earth is with this person calling themselves the Jade Emperor and breaking up a school like this? Yeah, it's pretty exciting, right? What? Excuse me? I mean, the whole kidnapping business. That was real lame. Who assaults someone from behind with a taser? This guy, apparently. How am I supposed to fight back like that? So, but putting that aside, it's a really incredible opportunity we've been presented with. Waking up with animal masks, grabbing weird tablets, listening to a mysterious challenger, meeting a bunch of interesting characters. You've only met 5. I was going to say 4, but then I forgot that we are here. This has to count as a once-in-a-lifetime experience, right? I suppose that every day people get kidnapped for death games. Yeah, this probably qualifies as that, but exactly. We're in uncharted territory. I'm gonna face this with all I've got. Yeah, it's actually a bit of a lucky thing that we got kidnapped when you really think about it. How is it lucky? Are you serious? How can you look at this with such an optimistic spin? We've been kidnapped by a mysterious stranger, and now we've got these dangerous collars strapped to our necks, and which do God knows what. This is horrifying. You know, I was just thinking that. It's kind of a horror story, real horrible. Don't be such a downer. I mean, sure, this might be a bit out of your comfort zone, but that's no reason to dismiss this from the start. Who knows, this could be a lot of fun. Okay, so optimistic tiger, serious ox, scared mouse, and the bunny. The bunny is definitely friendly, but I don't know if he's optimistic, pessimistic, crazy, or whatever. But so far he seems nice. Fun. You consider felonies fun? I think we can all agree this will certainly be a memorable experience. Okay, so Team Optimistic, Team Mysterious, and then there's the arguing too. Maybe they're a team. Frankly, the situation is making me incredulous. I truly can't believe it. But we should bottle our strong emotions for now and focus on what really matters, right? Yeah, really. Yeah, you're right. That makes sense, Bunny. What's with the look? Nothing, just... Do I know you two? Do you? You might know me. Tiger, your thoughts? I don't think so. But then again, I don't got the greatest memory, so who's to say? I'm probably mistaken then. It was sort of a gut feeling, and I tried to dismiss those. Well, anyway, I'm glad you two seem nice. I was worried we'd get more Debbie Downers like those two. She gestured over to the other people in the cafe. Even after all this time, they had made no effort to come and join our conversation. You're not the friendliest with them? Not exactly. Between you and me, I would hesitate before thinking about trusting them. Oh, but don't tell them I said that, of course. Neither Bunny nor Tiger seemed to have a good impression of the strangers. But considering the situation, this wasn't a time where I could afford to be picky who I hung out with. If it's all the same to you, I think we're going to head over there and say hi. Agreed. I think exchanging words at this point would be wise. I'll tag along then. Who knows? It might have just gotten off on the. I might have just gotten off on the wrong foot. Okay, optimistic. Well, you three go ahead with that. I'm fine right here. With Tiger vocally abstaining from the meeting, the rest of us headed over to talk to the odd pair. Despite our approach, their argument didn't seem to calm down. I know what a coward like you. I know what a coward like you might not get. I know a coward like you might not get it, but there's a lot more at stake here. It's a little something called pride. You feel me? I ain't letting no necklace stop me from doing what I want to do when I want to do it. Believe me, I'm perfectly aware of the various irrational factors that may be influencing your decision making. But even adding that to my calculations, disobeying the voice at this stage is not the wise move. Do I look like I care about the wise move? No, you certainly don't. Now, what the hell's that supposed to mean? Look, by all means, do what you wish. I believe you might serve as a very educational example for the rest of us. So is a large part of my hopes that you. So a large part of me hopes that you disobey the established rules. However, due to us waking up in the same classroom, I have a very real and disturbing fear that the two of us might be considered partners, or some such by our captor. Considering that the possibility, it would be awfully disadvantageous of me if my partner were dead before the game began. Even if it wouldn't make much of a difference. You want to try saying that again? In fact, I'm telling you to say that to my face. Say that again to my face. I find repeating myself a bore, but if you insist. Hey, easy there. Hi, sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to introduce ourselves. Great, there's more of you. Now who are you two? Well, I'm Mouse. This right here is Ox. Ox? Mouse? The hell kind of names are those? You two are taking up the mantles of the animal masks you woke up in, yes? Quite a reasonable move. Okay, you're quick on the draw. And you figured that this would be a game. Okay, shrewd man. In that case, you may call me Snake. Okay, Snake. And this right here is Dragon. That's not my name. Feel free to introduce yourself however you want. I thought that Mouse's naming suggestion appropriate. Well, I'm not a fan of playing pretend, but Dragon does sound like the coolest animal here. So I guess I'll go with it. Snake, I'm sorry to have interrupted your conversation, but just a little earlier you mentioned before the games begin. Would you mind elaborating a bit more on that point? Ah, yes. That would raise some eyebrows. To be clear, I'm not privy to any information you are not. This was a simple presumption of mine. A presumption? That would be a rather tedious process to detail every step of my thought process, especially considering that the theory will still be confirmed, will soon be confirmed or denied. To put it simply, everything I've seen so far suggests that we are going to be tasked with some sort of challenge involving the whole school, with our lives hanging in the balance. Wait, our lives? Again, only my presumption. I have quite the imagination, so perhaps I'm overselling the stakes. That's a sensible theory to have. I was thinking something along those lines, though it's still far too early to call. Indeed it is. I accept that I could be entirely off the mark. Whatever the case might be, it seems as if we're unfortunately dealing with some amateurish work. For one, take the abduction. Attacking us, tying us up, and then waiting for us to fall asleep? What a brutish method. He does not like that. He prefers to be sedated, apparently. Were our assailants to do their jobs properly, surely they could have arranged some sort of sophoric to effortlessly knock us out. True, getting the proper drug dosage for each of us so as not to kill would have been some work, but if they were going through the trouble of stalking us, getting a hold of our medical records surely could not have been too great a task. The masks, as well, scream a cheap production. Did they get these at a dollar store? Truly, it couldn't have been too much trouble to bother getting some masks of higher quality, seeing as these are likely to be a focal point of whatever's to come. Okay, interesting. Oh, that's a real eye for detail you have there. Okay, so Bunny's complimenting the snake. That's not good. Though the snake is putting out a lot of facts, really, and a real passive attitude towards our abduction. Oh, don't get me mistaken. I'm nothing like Miss Tiger, that is. So Tiger did introduce themselves to us too. I find this whole thing incredibly aggravating and insulting, not to mention frightening. However, it's one thing to abduct me beautifully, another altogether to do so in an ugly fashion. Beautifully? Look at it like this. Even if you dislike poetry, surely you'd rather read good poetry than bad if forced. I don't think those two situations are comparable. They're not really. Forget it with this clown. He'll talk with a bunch of fancy speak and logic and whatever, but he won't do anything. As opposed to you, who wishes to blatantly ignore simple rules. Hell yeah, I want to ignore them. I don't get why you would all kowtowing to someone who's too afraid to even show their face. I'm not dying to someone like that. Though someone like that was able to knock you out, right? Well, at least I actually got a hit in on that person, unlike everyone else. Okay, so you actually hit the person. You got a hit in? Before we could further discuss that, I heard a commotion coming from the other side of the room. It appeared that two more had made their way in to the starting line. Tiger was already greeting them, but I wanted to talk to everyone I could. I'm going to go talk to the new visitors. You do that. I'm going to talk with these three some more. I made my way over to the new guests, whose difference in build slightly startled me. Judging by their facial expressions, they were both unamused with Tiger, who was likely getting to the part where she explained why being abducted was actually a good thing. So, we still don't know what's going on? Not yet. I'm sure we'll learn soon. I guess that's that then. What's what? Oh, nice. Great timing. I was just explaining the situation to Horse and Sheep, yeah. Oh, good to see more faces. How so? It seems like a downside to me. Don't be like that. Fine. It's good to meet you, Mouse. I'm Horse. Okay, hi, Horse. If you need anything, ask me, and I'll help if I can. Okay, you seem reliable. And I'm Sheep. It's a relief to see that we weren't the only ones here. Not that I'm grateful for you being here, Horse. Not at all. You've been really nice. Just, with more people it feels less like I'm being targeted for something. More like I'm just part of a group, I totally get how you feel. It was a relief for me as well. If I was all alone, I probably wouldn't. I probably would be in tears right now. But a group with a group like this, I'm sure no matter what happens, we'll be able to band together and get through this. Yeah, now you're talking, Mouse. That's the spirit you ought to have. What do you say, Horse? Seems unlikely. Huh? Banding together seems unlikely. Why? Why? Just a hunch. Ooh, the Horse suspects betrayal. Are you basing that hunch on anything? Past experience? Oh, he doesn't trust anyone. He's a nice person with trust issues. Past experience? What? Have you been in in a dangerous situation like this before? Sort of. Ooh, so he's a veteran to death games. I hoped Horse would elaborate more at some point, but he didn't seem to. He was in a chatty mood. There was an awkward silence, but luckily it was interrupted by two new faces walking in. One of which I recognise. Ooh, we know someone. More people. Fabulous. Is this who we recognise? It was real dreary with just the two of us. No offence. None taken. I too am grateful for the presence of others. A journey alone would be tiring. Huh, you wouldn't have been alone. I would have been here. You have me there. Hi, how are you? Hey, is that Mouse? Okay, so we know her, not him. Oh, you can call me Mouse. We're using the animal masks we received as code names, just in case. Stage names, huh? Well, I'm used to that sort of thing. Okay, so he's a performer. Count me on board. I am Rooster, and this right here is my lovely assistant, Monkey. While assistant may be one of my many roles in life, it is certainly not what I'd like to be defined myself as. But yes, my mask was a monkey, so you can call me that as such. So why are you all here? I'm sad to say, but I don't recognize one of you. Recognize? What a bummer. But why are we here is still a mystery to all of us. Why do you know why you're here? It's astoundingly obvious, at least to an intellect like mine. Okay, so he's peacocking. He, like a bird, he is. He's trying to show. I also find it kind of on the nose because she's got banana pants and his monkey. He's got a rooster shirt. Bunny has a bunny shirt. I think Horse has sort of a horse riding uniform on. At first, I thought it was because I was being held for ransom. Some opportunistic scoundrel was leveraging my life to get a few Ks. Nay, M's. He's definitely theatrical. But as I thought about it some more, I made the genius deduction that that if that was the case, there'd be no reason to let me wander around the school, giving me the opportunity to make a stellar escape. With the first possibility off the table, then the only option left is that some rabbit fangirl captured me in order to make me act in some perverted fantasy. Understandable. So if you all are also here, then you must be famous. So if you all are also here, then you must also be famouses. Yeah, famouses apparently is a word that are being forced to play along. But you're saying none of you are well known. No, drats. Then it appears that I was a bit off the mark with that theory. But if you thought if you thought this was about capturing famous people, then what did you think Monkey was doing here? I thought the villain had brought her here to give me a love interest. At the time, I too thought it was strange, a strange casting choice. But maybe they had just had a thing for Asian chicks. Thank you, Rooster. That is, as you can see, this has been a troubling time for us both. I apologize, Monkey. So, does this mean you're famous, Rooster? Naturally. Really? That's so cool. Are you really? I don't recognize you. I guess you just don't watch enough movies. Anyone who did would recognize me as an up-and-coming movie star. One of the hottest names in the film world. That's odd, I love watching movies. And I don't recognize your face at all. Me either. Oh, me neither, sorry. Oh. Well, I guess I haven't exactly been made as mainstream as I thought, yeah. Well, at any rate, I can assure you I am very well respected in certain circles. Definitely famous enough for that famous enough that crazy fans are a real problem. Well, that's lucky for you. Damn, and that's half an hour already. Interesting. But anyway, that's I guess that's time to call it then. So we've kept meeting people 2 by 2. Actually, I'm going to name it that. The name of the title. But anyway. And we still don't know why we're here. But we know more about the people who are here. So, let's call it there and see you next time.